Ladies, Coach Jer here. Welcome to the video. And I thought I rocked inside this group for just a second because we're coming to an end tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna extend it until Thursday. Our mini challenge that we do every other week, which this time is basically fiber, veggie, and fruit. Okay, if you were to eat more of this thing by nature, you would suppress your sense of hunger. You would get more hydration. You would get more fiber. You would get all the things that you need to be doing when trading off calorie to be able to sustain nutrition, to be full for longer, and so forth. Now, before we move in and I give you specific advice, because I always like to give additional value to obviously what we have here, I want to congratulate those that actually took action this week and post, because again, the main factor is that everybody wants to go out and look for a solution. Everybody thinks that there is some sort of a framework, technique, a diet that you haven't figured out. Everybody like to do that and obviously to lose weight with that and to lose weight fast, I might add, right? But yet there is always less and less people taking action. And the problem is that when you don't take action, you don't get to practice, you don't get to have anybody advice. And if you see inside a group, chances are you have been seeing that I have been very attentive to everybody's post and try to give advice and try to improve everybody's meals, John, when you post it, right? Out of 300 something people, though, I would really love to see more people taking action. And the funny part is that this group and this challenge is not only free, but I'm actually paying somebody $25 to actually win this challenge. So I'm basically paying you to get in shape, right? And again, $25, you might think, okay, that's not a lot of money. And I'm with you. I'm probably spending more when I go for drinks, for a drink, than obviously the $25. But for most people, I guess for some people, it's actually some money. And the thing that you're really getting from this is for you to be able to practice, for you to get action, and obviously to get some sort of reward, right? So it's important for you to take action. If you take action, take more action. Invite more people into this group. Go and tag me on Instagram, like I said, there was in the rules. More you do these things, more raffle you win. We're gonna spin the wheel, and the winner is gonna get the money. And obviously, whoever doesn't win, you still get effort. Like you still get value from this because you're practicing, right? I'm gonna have you consider that many people always want to achieve the results by looking at something that they haven't yet figured out, okay? And again, like for most people, the results means that they want to lose weight or they want to look better. And again, when we're talking about that, you think that there is some sort of food or food groups that you cannot eat, right? And the problem is that when you think that, you basically are conditioned to whatever the industry is telling you, right? The vegans or vegetarian are going to tell you that the culprit is the protein. The keto people, the low carb people, is going to tell you the carbs, the DASH diet, which is something that is not very common anymore. And comment down below if you, first and foremost, if you're here live or if you're watching the replay. I see some people here live. And comment down below if you know the DASH diet, right? Like the DASH diet is something that might be something that comes in the future as well, back like it was in the past, right? Like the low fat diet, right? There is always this commonality of things going on, these trends, right? But when you look at the trend, you do not look at the logic. You do not look at the physiology. You do not look at the biochemistry. You don't look at the science, the nutritional science. And if you don't look at that, you lose your power. You lose your power to be logic, to think, to actually make choices based on whatever you know. And you basically are conditioned to think whatever other people tell you. Now, I did put some posts inside the group, and I'm going to share now my screen. And here we are looking at the screen of the group, and I would like you to really, follow along with me. And inside the group, I did, and by the way, you ever see it's new? I just created an action plan for, most of you struggle with stubborn belly fat. I just created an action plan here. You want to probably go here and comment. Like it makes a lot of sense if you're actually struggling with this. And this is a side note, but I thought I'd point it out. But when you come back, we see excellent jobs here by doing, by Barbara, a lot of posts by other people as well. And it's great because the more you post, the more I can actually go inside. Very good post by Melinda here. The more I can actually go inside and do the work, right, with you, right? And again, when we're talking about, I did put some guidance here of what you should post. But today I really want to go inside and really show you, why it's beneficial to eat more vegetable and fruits. Because again, it is not about a food or food group that you need to eat or not eat. It's about something that you, it's about, when it comes to weight loss, about not being hungry. It's about eating enough nutrients, and it's about making this in a way that makes sense for you, not to having to think about it. Okay, so we always go by volume, right? So the first, and again, this video, like, you can just, the funny part is, like, you can just go on Google, everything is there, right? The problem is that people don't know how to implement the information, because they've been so conditioned to think that there is a way to do things and not many ways to do things. So there's many ways to do things, right? We know that you should be eating fruit. You know, you should be eating food group, right? Fruit and vegetable, right? But you know, we're always told that, you know, banana is bad, and you know, grapefruit is good, whatever, coconut, whatever, this thing, watermelon is good. Look at that. There is no bad or worse fruit. You should be eating a lot of fruit. You should be eating a lot of vegetable. But if you choose, when we're thinking about eating by volume, 100 calorie of of volume food, meaning like of watermelon, of melon, everything of that sense, will give you the same 27 carbohydrates, calories, grams here, right? And obviously, the difference is that if you eat this whole thing, you're probably going to be a lot less hungry than if you were to eat bananas, right? So this is kind of like the same thing. Like, you always want to see objectively what you're choosing, right? But it is no good or bad. It's only objective, right? So that the first thing that you need to really think about when it comes to calories and everything is that you need to stop saying, I want to get a weight loss, and I'm going to do this to get the weight loss. I'm going to do this diet. I'm going to follow this framework. I'm going to do that. You need to think on the short term, what can you do in each meal to improve it, right? You should be eating fruit before the meal. You might be eating fruit and vegetable in the meal, or also after the meal. But you always want to buffer that with those foods, because it's going to give you more hydration, more fiber. It's going to make you feel less hungry. It's going to control better your blood sugar, because there is the fiber in there. And again, if we take, for example, you watch this and you say, okay, what 100 calorie looks like, you know that you should be probably including also a starch side. But for the most part, you really want to include those foods that give you a buffer, that doesn't make you hungry. Like, you want to include protein, but you also want to include fruits and vegetables. And which one is the best? It doesn't really matter. It's just like whatever you like the most, whatever you want to include better when you cook it or when they're raw. You should be probably doing half and half, like some cooked and some raw, just to give your body as well different enzymes and different way of digesting the food. But this is kind of what I wanted to point out. Look at that, this one here. Like, you get the volume you have here versus the volume you have with a sweet potato, or the volume you have with a snack bar, or the volume you would have with some nuts or avocado, or like basically the lower the volume, the higher calorie density is. And it's not about saying, I prefer this group food or that group food, this is good or this is bad. Everybody's going to tell you, like, the keto people are going to tell you the carbohydrates are bad. The proponent of low fat diet are going to tell you avocado is bad. None of those are bad anyhow. It's just that if you want to make sense of you not being hungry, and you know that you're hungry all the time, and you have a sweet tooth, you know that probably a sweet type of fruit, much like bananas or something of like watermelon or something of that nature, like not dried figs, but maybe raw figs, is going to give you that sweet tooth you need, and it's going to take away that hunger craving with a lot less calorie than you would if you were to eat a different type of food, right? Now, the last thing I want to leave you with when it comes to this is this idea that, fruit is being demonized from the sugar in there. And I'm going to use this example, right? I mean, you take the fruit inside the orange juice and the fruit inside just the orange itself. And if you were to drink the orange juice, and this goes for all this BS about, detox, or like, you might just cut off every raw food and cut off everything cooked and cut off all the protein and all that stuff. And look at that. They say, there is this proponent that says that this is the way to go. And then there is other proponent that says the fruit is full of sugar. Like, you see the controversy, right? The thing is that if you were to eat a fruit, you would have the volume of the fruit, of the water, the fiber. You actually taking a lot more time to eat than just drinking it. So it probably fixed the hunger issue as well, the hunger level, the cravings level. and it has a much lower release when it comes to the carbohydrates inside your blood sugar. If you hit an apple or an orange, chances are, and you are, let's say, insulin resistant, chances are like your blood sugar spike is going to be much lower and much slower release if you were to hit the same, or if you want to drink the same orange juice, right? So if you see here, you cannot say orange is good or orange is bad. It depends how. It depends the context. It depends what you're doing on that sense. Now, this was, or it is, a much of a very technical video, and again, I don't never like to go this technical inside group like that unless like we do something together, we work together, because chances are you're not here needing the technique. You're here being problem aware, meaning like you do need to understand why you're not achieving the results. Not and the results is not a orange away. Like the results is you doing probably several small little mistakes that you should fix in a sense, and probably not having context of where you are in your journey. So it's very important for you to get that part right first. With this being said, I believe that imperfect action is king. No perfectionism should be ever promoted in any sort of diet, nutrition, or whatever. And unfortunately, instead is the opposite. Perfectionism is the king or queen. And when you do a diet, if you're a keto person, right, and you have 45 rules to follow, if you messed up one day, you say yourself, I'm failing, I'm going to quit, I'm going to start on Monday. So that's the perfectionism mentality. If you are the vegan, vegetarian, chances are it's the same thing. It's just different rules, right? Understand that results is yield by 80% of the right action out of 100. So if you were to include vegetable, fruit, high protein, drinking water for most of your meals, chances are 80% of the meal is done that way. Chances are 20% you could literally go out and have a pizza, dessert, whatever you want. Okay, you didn't need to be mindful, but you could have it and you could still see results. With this being said, ladies, I welcome all the new people inside the group. I welcome the people who have been here a while as well. I'm always here to support, post, and tag. And the first thing, obviously, to keep doing is posting and tagging me and obviously letting me know that you're doing the work. Friday, I will jump in for a quick live. I'm going to spin the wheel and we're going to see who the winner is. And this winner is going to have 24 hours to reach out to me, claim the prize of $25. And from there, we're going to conclude this challenge. And there is huge news coming up for the people that struggle with getting through the holidays. Okay, I have something really special coming up to get you through the holidays and to start 2023 with a bang. Okay, so it's important for you to actually understand that this group is not the same kind of group that you see everywhere else. It is not about consuming. It is not about asking a question and not getting follow-up. It's about a specific pathway to take you from point A to point B and show you that it's easy to get there, okay? But in order for me to do that, in order for open your eyes and show you that what we have works and show you that changing your life is definitely much easier than you needed to be and that you think it is, I need you to do the work. So again, verbalize your problems. Let me know how I can assist. Post in a group. Go live if you want. The more you do, the more impactful you are in yourself and in other people. This is Coach Jerry here. I hope this was helpful, and I'm going to talk to you very soon.